Hey, what's happening, everybody? So today I'm ripping out, or me and Evie are ripping out the hardwood floor out of this thing. It gets crazy cold at night. It's just the hardwood floor with Luan under it, and there's no other insulation. So it pretty much gets the same temp as outside, and then once we put our mattress straight on top of it, which gets really warm because we're sleeping on it, we get really bad condensation. So every morning the bottom of the mattress is wet. So this has got to come out and get insulated. I'll show you what I'm going to do with that in a second here. I got stickers in finally, so they're going out to the people who pre-ordered them and patrons today, if I have your address so far. They're the same as last time, except for the 13 is cut out and the window's cut out. So if you, whatever color you put it on, that's what color the 13 in the window is going to be. And this is what they look like when they're installed. I put it on black, so the 13 is black, and the inside of the window as well. So there's 2 for $10 on my website, intothemystery13.com/shop. And I got 2 of these Evadry dehumidifiers. We've had some serious humidity problems in here. Look at all the condensation that's still on the window. Like, it's been really bad. So we got 2 of these things, and it's been raining out and like really, really cold here in Oregon. So yeah, it seems like these things are working really, really well so far. I'll keep you guys updated on what I find out with how well these work. Another thing we really got to insulate is these wheel wells. The rattle trap I put on, it just gets condensated like crazy. I mean, it's like this thing sweating water. Like, look at that. There's like water on my hands. So these are gonna get insulated today too. Alright guys, so here it is. It looks dry. Yeah. There's lots of nasty stuff on here. It looks like I spilled a bunch of rice. Huh. Otherwise, looks pretty good.
Do you have a broom?
Yeah, we'll have to sweep it.
Go.
Alright guys, so we got this this underlayment. This is what we're going to use to insulate this thing. It's like this thin foam with foil on one side, and it's this Traffic Master 3-in-1 underlayment. It's supposed to help with sound dampening and insulation, so hopefully it works. I think it should be enough to at least stop the condensation problem we're having on the mattress. If it doesn't, then we're going to have to elevate that mattress somehow, or maybe put some foam directly under it or something. I'm not sure, but what we're going to do is we clean this thing out really well, except for this single piece of rice I just found. And we cleaned it out, and then we're going to lay this down, and we're going to lay this over the wheel wells as well to prevent the condensation from that, and then put the Luan back on top, and then put another layer of this on top of the Luan. It's so cold out here, I can't think. Alright. First I'm going to get my length, and then I'm going to cut out the wheel well and that thing. It's like about right there. And eventually I'm going to pull up the foam from up here and take the seats out again and put this under there as well. Yeah, stuff's kind of crazy. When you just like squeeze it with your fingers, you can feel the heat building up. So it seems like the insulation quality of this stuff is really good. And now I'll just freehand cut this out. It looks like I cut it a little short, but that's perfectly fine. I can cut another little strip to go back there. It doesn't have to be perfect the first time. Now, if you guys haven't seen my previous build of this, behind this luan here, which is painted with mold-resistant paint, or mold-proof paint, is, what's this stuff called? Finsulate insulation. It's super lightweight, it doesn't hold water, and insulates really, really well. And we're planning on getting some little plastic gutters, some little, like, U-shaped gutters, and gluing them into the window so that in the morning the condensation can go into the gutters and just sit in there and eventually evaporate on its own. Cool, so this piece is done. Now I'm gonna get a another piece for the other side. And this flappy thing right here actually has tape on it. It's got sticky tape, so I can just lay another piece right on top of this, which is really cool. Alright guys, so as you can see, we got it laid down. The tape side on this thing sucks. It does not work very well at all. It doesn't stick like hardly at all. We actually ran out. Now I used a lot of this on the passenger door and the driver's door last night, and it made a huge difference on the way the stereo sound. It reduced road noise, and when you close the door now, it makes a really nice like thunk, nice thud. Sounds really hefty. So this stuff's definitely great under your front door panels. I have a feeling this is really going to help tremendously with heat and sound, and hopefully slow down that temperature change so we don't get any more condensation under the mattress, because that will lead to mold eventually, left unchecked. So yeah, we got to go get more because we still got to do the wheel wells and that gas filler thing up there, and we need enough to go over the luan wrapped in plastic here. And then, yeah, so we're going to go to Home Depot or Lowe's real quick. All right, guys, so we're back from the Home Depot now. We decided to get 1/2-inch insulation. This stuff is super compressible. We're not going to use this for the foam cabinets we're going to put on the side, which we'll show you in another video. But it's super, super compressible. So we're going to lay this down on top of the underlayment stuff we just put down, and then put the luan on top of this, and then put another layer of this stuff on top of the luan, and then put the laminate floor back in, and then it should be super well insulated and we shouldn't have any more condensation issues. This will also help with road noise a lot too. And I noticed in the summer when I would drive, when it's hot out and just driving for long distances on a hot road, you know, and the hot engine and tranny and exhaust and everything, the hardwood floor would be super, super hot. Like if you were barefoot, it would like almost hurt your feet hot. So this will be really handy for that too. Especially with the mattress just straight on it like that. So we're going to pull this out, and I'm going to wrap the wheel wells and tape all this stuff down with aluminum tape. We got this Reflectix tape, this stuff. It just sticks really, really well, and it's super easy to use, and I thought this would be better to use than like Gorilla Tape. I don't know if this is like the ideal tape or not, but this is the stuff I'm going to work with because I like how it works. Alright, so check this out. I wedged this under this board, and I'm just kind of pushing it down under to get it like all the way under here, and I'm pretty happy with that. It's definitely full coverage over the wheel well now. So now I'm gonna get another piece and do the same thing on the back side, and then tape this down and then cut some more to go over this side. I'm actually gonna double wrap this thing, and then when we go to build the foam cabinets that are gonna go right here, we're going to wrap it in canvas, and we'll wrap the wheel wells in canvas as well. And this will slow down the temperature transfer that creates the condensation that's creating the problem that we're having. So the way I'm doing this is I'm covering the top first, and then I have to make a bunch of splits along the side, because if you try to wrap it over, it folds all weird. So I'll like right here, I'll cut it about right here, and then tape down this flap. And I'm just putting on enough tape to hold it in place, not to seal it yet. And then down here, I'll actually have to cut another one. And then I'll tape this flap, and then it overlaps that last one like that. So that way you don't end up with a bunch of big, like here I kind of messed up a little bit and it protrudes a little bit. But otherwise you can kind of wrap it around like that. It works out really well. Tape please. Thank you so much. And now that I'm done with the top, I'll cut out a piece on the side that's like, goes from the bottom up to like that, and then because it's a flat piece, it doesn't have any three-dimensional curves to it, I can just tape it on and seal it all the way around, and then I'll do the whole thing again because I want to double seal these wheel wells. Okay, so now I'm going to cut the piece for right here that I was just talking about, I'm just gonna hold it up. It looks like this is the right height, so I'm gonna line this up with about over here. That's good. And then I'm gonna find this spot on the other side of the wheel well and mark my cut, which is right here. So I'll cut this one all the way down. Man, this stuff is so easy to cut. And now I'll just hold it in place. And probably what I'll do with this one is take a nice big piece of tape and hopefully I can peel it easily this time. This tape has paper on the back. And it's been kind of hard for me to peel back because I don't have fingernails. Can you peel this for me? Thank you so much. So now what I'm going to do is kind of hold this down. Ah! Everything just got all crazy. Oh my god, what have I done? Oh no. We're gonna redo that one.
No?
I'm just gonna cut and redo. Okay, so now I've got my tape, and I'm gonna, if I can get this thing to lay flat enough, I'm gonna lay it down on like half on the foam and the rest hanging out, so that I can set this up. Yeah, right there. And then tape it down. And now I can kind of hold this up where it's supposed to be and trim it to the right shape. And I'm just going to freehand this. That's good. And then bam. That's good. And I'll just keep trimming until it covers the front of this thing the way I want it. Okay, now I'll just take a couple pieces of these tape just to hold it in place. That's good right there. And now I'll cut bigger pieces of tape and I'm going to completely seal this thing. Okay, so the best way to use this tape is to leave some of the paper on the back and pull the paper off as you set the tape down. That way your tape doesn't end up getting some crazy curly mess like I've been doing all day. Alright, so that made a huge difference. The wheel wells are double covered. There's double coverage on each side, and that the fuel tank, I don't know what you call it, the area up there is covered as well. So now I'm gonna lay down this 1/4 inch foam, probably with the silver side down as well, because that's where it gets hottest in the summer. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I push this all the way over against this wheel well, and then I'm gonna cut over here with a razor blade, and then I'm gonna take this piece and cut a piece to fill that gap, to fill the gaps up there, to fill that gap, and up until the whatever you call that up there. So that way this piece, I do the least amount of cutting that way. Alright, so I'm measuring my all the spots I gotta fill in. I've already made one cut, and I'm using this, I don't even know, I think it's called a square. I don't even know anymore. I'm using this to make straight cuts. And I found that if you cut on the silver end, it makes less of a mess. It's still gonna make a mess, but I got some nice clean cuts on that one. It definitely helps to have a nice sharp blade too. Alright guys, so we got this piece down, and then I just cut pieces for the edge. These like up here, like it doesn't look pretty at all. You're never gonna see this. We're gonna put cabinets on top of here, and the luan is going on top, so that'll give enough strength to keep everything flat for the laminate floor. So it's gonna be okay without this being completely covered. We're gonna have, like I said, the luan, and then we're gonna put another layer of this stuff on top, which will cover all this stuff. So it'll still be really well insulated. And it's structurally in the areas that matter, the high traffic areas, like all in here, it's full coverage, so it's gonna be good. So right, look at this. This is so good. Man, you can sit on here and it feels so warm. It feels so much better and it warms up the more you hold your hand on it. This is great, man. I know this is gonna make a huge difference tonight. This is my new favorite thin insulation, like light insulation. This stuff is just great. So, we're gonna put this laminate floor back on. What do you think, Evie? Think we can do it?
Yes, yeah, sure.
She said, yeah, sure, so you know what that means. Let's try it.
Okay, I'm gonna put the plank underneath this so that way it doesn't.
You gonna use that one? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll use this one. So Evie came up with a genius idea of sticking these planks under here, because all these are is you stick it in like that and then pop it into place, and these things would fall apart really, really easily. So we're sticking this flat plank under here so that it doesn't completely fall apart. It's still a little bit sketchy. It'd be real nice if we had something in the middle. Ready?
Yep. 1, 2, 3. Ready?
Mm-hmm. Oh, look at that flex. Oh, wait. Shit. I mean, shoot. There we go, stop. So this is now just a matter of putting these pieces back into place. Okay guys, so since I added so much material to the side of this, which isn't that much, it's 2 layers of this stuff, this one is not sitting flush anymore. There needs to be a little bit of gap on the outside of laminate floors, and all wood floors actually, so they can expand and contract with temperature changes. So I'm going to pull this out, excuse me, and I'm just going to trim the inside of this a little bit and trim it down a little bit so it'll fit in there and have a little bit of room to expand and contract. Alright, so we're just cleaning this thing up now, and then getting the bed in here, and I'll show you guys how we're going to put the whole thing together. I have a feeling this is going to be so much better. We're going to give it a couple days for the 1/4-inch foam to settle down and get kind of broken in. It's definitely got some flex to it. I'm really interested to see how the road noise is now, as well as if the mattress gets condensation forming on the bottom from this wood floor. I have a feeling it's going to be fine. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be fine. Alright, so I guess I should show you guys the design of this thing. So like I said, the mattress is going straight on the ground. Fridge is up there. Look at where the vent ends up. Isn't that perfect? That is so perfect. And now the wheel wells are covered. And then in this space right here, there's going to be foam cabinets that come up like this, and then up to here. And they'll probably come up to about here or so, and you can just reach in and stick stuff. Our laptop bags are going to fit perfectly in here, and we got camera bags and stuff. And then I forget who told me about it, but we're gonna put bungee nets up on the ceiling, and that'll let us put our clothes up there. So all our like heavy stuff and electronic stuff is down here and over here, and we might even put some like pull-out drawers or something up here, or maybe like built-in cup holders or something. I don't know. And then we were planning to put a little table right here. It's high enough that we could sleep under it if our heads are down here, and then we could set our laptops on there and watch movies or edit videos or eat or whatever we want. So it'll be pretty sick. And then we're gonna have it removable. Like I said, for now we got to seal these doors up because the seals are just shot, man. There's holes in them and they leak so bad. Look at this, they're so bad. So we're gonna seal them up for now until we can get some new seals. But eventually we'll get new seals, and then we'll be able to take this table out and get those sweet Instagram shots where you're laying in bed and your feet are hanging out. Super stereotypical thing. If you've spent any time on Instagram and seen the hashtag van life, you've seen those shots. But I've never done one, so I gotta do at least one, right? So that's pretty much it. And we're gonna bungee the guitar up there and look for a high top. Don't know if we'll find one, but we're gonna look for one. And we're gonna get a Max Air roof vent, one of the ones that you can leave open while it's raining and has a reverse switch and a thermostat, because that would just make life so much easier. So that's pretty much it for today, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. We're gonna build some templates for the cabinets here, and we're gonna build them out of foam after that. So yeah, go for yourself.